And we are back with some more of StarCraft action. And of course, we will have to bring it up now, as we will a million times. Our finals are going to be on September 27th from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. at the Side Quest in Lakewood. Make sure you guys go out there before then, check it out. Talk to Sam or Scott, the bartender. Both really cool guys. I'm pretty sure Scott's going to be the one who's going to open up for us that day. But go there if you're a nerd and you like going to bars and don't like being the awkward guys there. You're the main people there, and the jocks get to be the awkward people.
That's right. That's the best way to do it, too.
Super. There were people playing Magic the other night, like just got a table. He's got a good 12, 15 feet of board games on the wall.
Oh, wow.
That you rent for $1.
That's nice.
$1. You just go tell the bartender, hey, I want to play this game. Then you go and you play.
Does he have the Centipede board game?
Oh, I didn't look.
I actually have that in my closet.
He's got he had Ticket to Ride and Risk and Lord of the Rings Monopoly and.
Does he have StarCraft Risk?
Dude, I still want to buy that. I want to buy the StarCraft board game.
Yeah.
It looks so unbelievably confusing.
Yeah.
I've gone to hobby shops and asked them about it. They go, you don't want to play it. It's like, why? They go, we play tested it. Took us 8 hours. It was like, kind of want to find 8 hours.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would play that on stream.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll add that to our event.
Yeah,
we'll do something.
No, I've actually got the Typhon promotion that was like an extra planet that they gave out at BlizzCon one year. Yeah, I went on eBay and bought that, but I don't actually have the rest of the board game, so it's like, how about IEM Toronto?
IEM Toronto. I watched as much as I could up until I had to leave for the weekend. And this is something that it gives me joy to say. Huck played really well.
Yeah, fuck Huck.
Why? Why don't you like Huck? Oh,
because he knocked J-Dog down to the losers bracket.
Which no one would have saw coming.
I didn't think he was going to get past Leenock, let alone J-Dog.
Yeah, well, he didn't get past Leenock the second time.
Not the second time, no, he lost to Leenock the second time.
Yeah, J-Dong.
It really annoys me because he does like really good for a long time and then he goes into a huge slump. And last year he went into a huge slump and then fucking rocked it at BlizzCon.
Which I think it's going to happen again. Like, he does really well. Literally, he does really good like October through March, April sometime.
Yeah.
And for some reason summer hits and he just...
Except for WCS, which this is the only WCS season he's done halfway decent.
Yeah, so it's just it's interesting. But yeah, you're right. Like I think he'll tear it up at BlizzCon again. I think that's
that's not the story I was wanting you to follow, though.
No, what story were you hoping to go with?
Flash won it. Now
I have to watch the VODs tomorrow because again I wasn't there. I obviously could not keep myself from checking to who won.
Of course.
You want to talk about a guy who's been underperforming? It's been Flash.
I wouldn't even say he's underperforming. He did really well in Pro League. He's just been having trouble with WCS. And since he had Pro League, hasn't traveled much to rack up WCS points.
Well, I'm keeping points aside.
I wouldn't even say he's really underperforming.
He's underperforming to how he used to play, which I can say is based on a Brood War to 2 switch, which he still says is still awkward, and I can't fault him for it.
Right.
Same thing goes for J-Dong. His switch was not an easy switch.
Oh, not by a long shot.
So, and Flash was just so unbelievably diehard back then that I can understand it can take him a bit longer.
I think you need to completely forget about Flash there, because towards the end of Brood War, he was kind of falling off.
Yeah.
Fantasy is a guy that's super underperforming.
Yeah.
Because he was the last OSL runner-up right behind Jongbi, who was doing so bad he up and retired and went back to Brood War. But, yeah, I mean, Flash, this is really exciting because he racked up those, 750 WCS points?
Yep.
If he wins GSL, he will have enough points to go to BlizzCon.
I'll hate you forever. I've already met him. I met him in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Which makes me happy, but I'll hate you regardless.
Oh, I'm gonna have him and J-Dong sign my Brood War disc right next to fucking July Zerg. Oh,
July Zerg.
and I need to have Jadong sign my Zerg backpack over here with, let's see, Losira, back when he was Losira, Machine, Idra, Rhett. Who else did we have? We had LZ Gamer and... God, who was the other Zerg player? I can't remember off the top of my head. July Zerg signed it too. That's right. That's who the other one was. I can't read his signature. His signature's all kind of scribbly.
All right, so let's they announced the list for DreamHack Open Moscow, which is the first huge event in Russia, which a lot of players who are not from Russia are scared of. I'm surprised at the that there's any Ukrainian.
Yeah, that really surprises me too.
But big names that I noticed right off the bat. I'm literally just gonna look down and let's see. Targa, Snoot, Empire Happy.
Yep.
Slivko.
Yep.
Live Zerg's gonna be there.
Yep. Bly.
Kaz. Wellmu.
Cyril.
Elfie. Sake. MMA. Golden Patience. Oz. True. Hyun. Deer. Solar. Stork. Startail's Life. Yoda. Bong Bong. There's some pretty big names that are gonna be here. Did you see how anti this tournament White Rise?
Not just White Raw, but
Well,
even
like I've seen him posting a lot.
Yeah.
About it.
White Raw, and I know Damaga is probably not happy about it either.
Yeah, he's definitely
because Damaga posts a lot of stuff about what Russia's doing to the Ukraine. As you can see, they're also not on the player list. Another big group that is completely absent from this player list is Axiom.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys know, a while back, Total Biscuit actually told why he's not sending any of his players to the Ukraine or to Russia for this, and the reason being is, their whole team is Korean. Korean people are more comfortable generally with each other. Like, guys will touch each other, and a lot of outsiders think they're gay.
Yeah.
Russia is super anti-gay. Like, hardcore against gays. So he refused to send any of his players just for their safety, which I think is a very smart thing to do. I'm surprised that there are as many Koreans as there are here, but I'm going to burst it right now and say I don't think a Korean's going to win it.
I don't think a Korean's going to win it.
I think Snoot's going to take it.
Snoot's been playing... A lot of people don't like Snoot, especially in our group.
Yeah.
I never knew the amount of Cleveland hatred for Snoot. I understand that the way he plays a lot of people don't like, but here's why you have to respect it. He knows the game. Unfortunately, sometimes that is the very misfortunate meta that you have to do to guarantee yourself to keep going.
Yeah.
I do not call that cheesy.
I want to say it right now, though. Snoot, I wouldn't say is cheesy at all. I think it's funny because he dominates Koreans. Like, of all the games that Flash has lost in the past 2 months, everybody's talking about this amazing run. Snoot was up 2-0 on him and lost it. Snoot came within inches of beating Flash, who has not lost a best of series except for, I think, against Zest twice.
Yeah.
In the past, like, 2 months. Snoot, his playstyle specifically hard counters Koreans. And as you can tell, he's not doing that great in WCS Europe against the European players, but against the Koreans from Korea, the Pro League players, he's been crushing them. And the reason being is Koreans play aggressively, and he plays so defensively and patient that they can't do anything to them, and they end up just losing a lot of resources when they could have been putting that towards more economy and winning in other ways. So I think it's funny that specifically his style is sort of like what we saw from Stefano back in Wings of Liberty, where it's so slow and so patient and so annoying and frustrating to deal with. And for some reason people hate Snoot, but they love Stefano.
Yeah, I like Snoot. I think he's a really good player. And the last thing that we're going to end on, another quick bit of info that has sprung up today. The official MVP roster for Pro League.
Yep.
The official roster for Terrans, Marine King, Gumiho, Center, and Salvation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Zerg, Kangho, Lucira, Symbol, and Departure.
Yep.
And then for Protoss, Younghwa, Hero with a capital HNO, and Seed.
Yep.
I like this team.
The reason it's pretty impressive, though, is because Gumiho left CJ Entis and got put on the roster the same day.
Yep.
That hero is, of course, not CJ Hero. That's Liquid Hero. Just to reiterate that.
They signed a deal with. They wanted Liquid and who? They said that Choya was looking to talk to another team.
I can't remember.
About trying to sign foreign players to play with them.
I can't remember, though.
So is this going to be Liquid MVP? Or is Hero going to just play under that? I mean, obviously he's going to have his TL jersey.
Right. I would imagine he's just going to be like on lease, and it's just going to be under the MVP banner. Sort of like, I don't know, IM and StarTale actually did morph their name together, but I mean, with only one player, I really don't think it's going to be.
What was the Slayer's EG? That is still one of my favorite logos.
Yeah.
Just because they put the EG logo on fire and then put Slayers underneath it.
It was actually a really cool logo.
Yeah.
I loved that logo.
Super simple, but really good.
I actually don't like the team that well.
Really? You don't like the team overall?
Overall, I think Symbol is a good player. Marine King has like spots of brilliance, but he's been super underperforming. Center is probably going to be the backbone of their entire thing, which I feel like is really weird because he has no really individual leagues to bank that on. I think he did really well in Pro League last season. If I remember, he's the one that was the most consistent for MVP last season, and I don't know. I feel like a lot of their players are just kind of washed up. Not to say that they're bad. They're still really good, especially Marine King and Lucira, but I feel like their time to shine has kind of waned, and now they're on the exit.
Do you think they're there to get players like Salvation to up their game? Kid's only 17. Like, Salvation is a young player, but apparently he's good enough to be doing this. I mean, Departure is only 19. Like
17
that's another
actually
young
isn't
kid.
that young in StarCraft terms.
I know, but I'm just... Back in the day, I can agree with you, but it's turning to a thing that... too young is not a bad thing.
Right.
I'm noticing too old has become a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot more young Koreans who are getting away with it because, like you said, it is a norm to them. But the big thing is they're taking these low players, putting them with the older ones to groom them, be like, all right, we're done with you. You trained our... It's like when you work at any kind of big company.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you're going to go over here and train these guys, and then you're going to get fired because you trained the new guys. So I think it's going to be... You got some washed-up guys, you got some old guys, but I think MVP from this point, with getting rid of a lot of their roster, is going to use mid 214 all the way through 215 to build their name back. I think is what they're looking to do. From my perspective.
For me, I think they're just trying to build up a fan base. I feel like after they lost Dongre Gu, they had to pick up Marine King just to have a fan base. Lucira, Younghwa, Hero.
I can't believe DRG hasn't been picked up.
As far as what you said about the older players teaching the younger players, I don't think that's the case with Marine King. And the reason being is when Marine King was super good, he relied on gimmicks that people didn't know how to handle. Nowadays, people know how to handle that. So that shows a lack of depth in his game understanding, not so much a lack of depth in his actual performance.
Yeah.
I feel like if they were going to do something like that, they would have brought in Nesty, who knows the game super well. He was a coach back in Brood War when he was doing 2v2 even.
Nesty, come back to the limelight, please.
I think he's happy being married. And
I'm fine with that, but his WCS play is just... it breaks my heart to go and look at WCS and be like, ST didn't make it out of group stages again.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It physically hurts.
See, I was never actually a big fan of him because at the time I was a big fan of Slayers and Marine King, and he's the one that knocked them all out. It was hard for me to root for him, even though he's like a great Zerd.
The MC Nesty finals? How wonderful those games were.
I remember the Nesty Losira finals and
that one.
being disappointed as shit because Nesty went through all of GSL without dropping a single map.
Nesty used to be really good. You have a message, by the way.
In
check
chat?
the chat.
Hi, Grandma and Grandpa Watson. How are you guys?
Hi.
I'm totally a celebrity. Look at me being broadcast all over the world.
Yeah, man.
With like...
We got 12. We're
Wow.
moving. I told you, we're moving up.
Wow, that actually really impresses me. Last week, I think our max concurrent was 12, and we held that for quite some time. So the fact that we're still up at 12 is really, really strong.
Yep. We're doing well. We're babies, but we're growing.
Yeah, and the fact that we've been consistently growing is the main thing. If our growth kind of stagnated, that would have been bad, but